Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. This is the sensei of crypto, of digital assets, ladies and gentlemen, coming back to you again on the channel Kung Tech Fu, where we do crypto kung fu all day long with you. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, we have now hit $40 trillion in inflation and or the national debt, ladies and gentlemen. And this is what actually is affecting your purchasing power. This is why we know that, a dollar is 100 pennies, but as far as the purchasing power, it is only worth 2 cents. So just wanted to key you guys up on that very quickly. And then before we get along, we're going to make a very quick video here for all of you guys that are finding it difficult to get to the cryptos that you want to get to because they don't show up in your wallet even when somebody sends them to you or what have you. So you should all know how to add a mainnet to the blockchain that you want to use inside of your wallet, whether that wallet is Rabby, whether that wallet is MetaMask, or any of your favorite EVM wallets, and that's what we're going to do. All right, so we're going to take a look at that. But before we do, of course, I just want to show you guys that if you don't have any tools, or if you want to use some really efficient tools in order to convert your fiat into the crypto verse, you can use Uphold, which is kind of like a neobank there. You can also have a card there, and it's a great place to get crypto. Kraken, of course, is another place to get crypto. And they have a FedMaster account, so they are a pretty big deal as well, ladies and gentlemen. And then, of course, we have Mexi over here, chilling in the cut as well. All right. And we also have Kinesis Money for all of those of you that want to take advantage of tokenized gold. And they also provide you a yield, and they give you your own financial advisor and all of that. One last thing I'm going to mention is Cape service right up here, ladies and gentlemen. Cape is a service that keeps you from getting SIM swapped, ladies and gentlemen, because if you get SIM swapped, game over. That because they have access to your social security card, they have access to all your information, where you live, and basically, once they get access to all of that and they swap your SIM, the first thing they're going to do is start changing your passwords, and there's literally nobody you can call. You can't even call Ghostbusters. So before you become an accident that's waiting to happen, ladies and gentlemen, utilize a phone service that does not take any of the information. Cape does not know where I live. They don't know my social security number. They don't know where I went to high school. None of that. Okay. But there are other things that you can use as well. You can change your phone number anytime you want. You can cycle your IMEI number. You could drop a mesh over your GPS location. It's a great phone service to have, but most of all, it keeps you from getting SIM swapped. Now, with that, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to why we are here. We are here because we are here to learn how to add a mainnet to our wallets, ladies and gentlemen. Now, one wallet we could use the Rabby, we could use the MetaMask, because these are what you would call EVM wallets. Something like Solana, of course, this does not apply because this is for EVM wallets. Solana would be an SVM or Solana virtual machine wallet. So this is for EVM wallets, ladies and gentlemen. And you should be able to identify that if you're in the crypto space. This is a constant process of learning. Okay. Now, there are 2 ways to do it. Okay. Now, the first way, of course, is if we will go down here, it tells you right here to add a base blockchain to a Rabby wallet. You can click on more. You can select a custom RPC. You could do this. You could do that. This is what you call the manual way, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just going to turn this music down a little bit so you can hear me a little better. And this is what you call the manual way to do it. You will open your Rabby extension. You will go to custom settings, RPC. You will click on more. You will add the base network. But this number 4 right here, this is essentially what the information you're going to need to put in the appropriate slots. You're going to put, it's going to have a slot for network name, base mainnet. It's going to have a slot for the RPC endpoint, and that which you see right there in blue, you can actually hold that and copy and paste that. It's going to have a box or a slot for chain ID where you would simply put in 8453 for the base chain. The symbol would be ETH, of course. You would just type in the letters ETH for ETH. And then you would take this Block Explorer URL and you will put that in the appropriate box. That's if you want to do it the manual way. But I'm going to show you a much easier way for those that might be a little much for the people that are, you know, the newbies out there, you know. So we're going to do something called Chainlist, ladies and gentlemen. Chainlist does the work for you, okay? Let me just see if I can back out of here real quick for you. I'm doing this all impromptu. So now this is chainlist.org, okay? Now chainlist.org, it helping users connect to EVM powered networks, okay? And just to make a long story short, it simply does the work for you. So go to chainlist.org in any browser, ladies and gentlemen. You can click on it and you can go ahead and copy that URL, chainlist.org. Then what you're going to do is you're going to go and you're going to open up your, let me just get out of here very quickly. Let me come all the way out so you guys can see the beginning process. You go into your Rabby wallet, and as your Rabby wallet is opening, the first thing it's going to do is going to take you into this dashboard, if you will, okay? This is not your actual wallet. This is simply a dashboard where it shows you swap, bridge, send, receive, perps, lending, this, that, and the other. Now, if you go to swap, you'll see this right here, and you can swap. You can, you know, select your blockchain or whatever, you know, but that is not what you want to do, okay? You can go to bridge, you can go to send, you can go to receive, you can do this, that, and the other, okay? But if you scroll down, but before you scroll down, if you look at this little box to the right where it says 5, and you click on that box, it's going to bring your wallets up, and you simply select which wallet you want to work out of, okay? But we're not going to be working out of any wallets just yet, ladies and gentlemen. What we're going to do is we're going to scroll down, okay? Now you see I already have some web pages here, because inside of your wallet you also have a browser, okay? Now we could swipe up to search and explore websites. You see that right at the bottom. Swipe up to explore and search websites. So let's continue to go up, ladies and gentlemen. Now these are some of the websites that I have already visited, okay? You probably won't have anything there, but if you click in the box where the magnifying glass where it says search website, you click on that once, okay? And then it's going to bring you up to another page, obviously. All right, then it's still there with the magnifying glass, with the, you know, with the cursor, you know, blinking in and out. Then you're going to go to this and you're going to long press and you're going to paste in that chain link address that you already got, okay? Once you got that chain list address, it's going to come up, ladies and gentlemen. And now you are acting from the browser while being inside of your Rabby wallet. This also works for MetaMask. So if you're in MetaMask, or if you want to use MetaMask, just find the equivalent, because all you got to do is simply find your browser in the MetaMask wallet, and it works the same way for that as well. All right. So here you see we've got the web page. All right. And then we simply scroll down and you see the button there. It says Connect Wallet. So we click on Connect Wallet, ladies and gentlemen, because what we want to do is we want to find the network that we want to use. It says Search Networks. Okay. You click on Search Networks and you can type in base chain. All right, and you see it comes up right there. Now I already have the base chain on here, and you can see my wallet is already connected, and it has the MetaMask wallet, you know, the Fox from MetaMask sitting there, because even though this is the Rabby wallet, it's registering to them as MetaMask. Now, I don't know if that's because I imported this wallet from MetaMask. It doesn't even really matter. So you might see that little fox even though you're in Rabby, but it's okay because, you know, to them, it's just a wallet. You know what I'm saying? And they may identify it as MetaMask even though you're in Rabby. So what you're going to do is, you see where it says base chain right there? It's going to say add to MetaMask. And then you're going to click on that, and then it's going to click right to your MetaMask, okay? Or right to the wallet that you have there. Like I said, I already have this inside of my wallet. And once you click that, it's going to come up. And once it comes up, then you're going to actually just allow it to imprint that wallet, that mainnet into your Rabby wallet, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So that's about it. And it's as simple as that, ladies and gentlemen. So you want to use Chainlist. Now, this also works on your laptop, ladies and gentlemen. If you have a browser wallet on your laptops and you're working with crypto, you can also use Chainlist there to add any or the most popular websites that there are. And it's really crazy when you're dealing with something that is a little known website or that is not, you know, have a severe amount of liquidity and support, you know. So you'll be able to find things like Peak and Optimism and, you know, stuff that, you know, that is kind of like no frills, you know, even though us crypto people know those things well, not a lot of people do. A lot of people stay focused on the more centralized things that are embraced by things like Coinbase and Binance or the Binance Smart Chain and things like that. So you see, once your wallet is connected, ladies and gentlemen, all you got to do is click that button right here where it says add to MetaMask. You click that button and bam, it'll add that mainnet directly to your system. So I hope that helped you, ladies and gentlemen. And basically, you know, all crypto is the ability to follow instructions, because remember, computers don't make mistakes, people do. So when you click on something and it leads you to a screen, you know, it's just simply asking you, what do you want to do? And it's going to give you some options. And you just follow the breadcrumbs until you get to where you want to be, ladies and gentlemen. But it's as simple as that. You come in your Rabby, you go to the Explorer, you input Chainlink, you connect your wallet, you search for the base network if you're using base chain, and then you connect it. And then once you hit add to MetaMask, it's going to imprint or add that mainnet to your wallet. And from that point forward, you will be able to see the first token you're going to see, of course, is the token that you're using for your gas fees. And that, of course, would be Ethereum, ladies and gentlemen. So when you go there, you're going to see Ethereum. All right, because that's the first token that you're going to get. And then after that, like if you go to the base chain, you're going to see all of your other tokens, you know, that you have on the base chain. All right. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. It's not nearly as hard as you may think it is. It is actually very foundational for people that are working with cryptocurrency and or learning through self-custody how to be your own bank. In order for you to be your own bank, you're going to have to be able to house your own tokens, whether they're tokenized stocks, whether they're stable coins, whether it's Bitcoin or what have you. Okay, so this is what it takes in order for you to learn how to do this thing, ladies and gentlemen, and how to ultimately go on ahead and get this crypto. Until the next time, ladies and gentlemen, have a great one.